The weight of wealth. Charles Whitmore leaned back in his leather office chair, staring at the cityscape beyond the floor-to-ceiling windows of his Manhattan penthouse. The skyline glittered with promise, a testament to his success. Founder and CEO of Whitmore Industries, Charles had spent 2 decades building an empire. Yet as he sipped his third glass of single malt scotch for the evening, the hollowness in his chest was undeniable. "Mr. Whitmore, your schedule for tomorrow is packed," his assistant, Leonard, announced as he stepped into the room. "Investor meetings in the morning, lunch with the governor, and the charity gala in the evening." Charles waved a dismissive hand. "Fine, Leonard. Just make sure everything's set." Leonard hesitated. "Anything else, sir?" "No," Charles muttered. "You can go." As Leonard departed, Charles's gaze returned to the twinkling lights. They looked like stars, but stars brought warmth and wonder. These lights only reminded him of the constant grind, the isolation, and the nights he spent alone in his massive, empty apartment. A chance encounter. The next day, Charles arrived at the charity gala, a grand affair held in one of the city's most opulent venues. He circulated through the room, exchanging polite smiles and hollow words with politicians, celebrities, and fellow billionaires. It was all routine until he heard a child's laughter from across the hall, a sound so genuine it cut through the pretense. He turned and saw a woman in her mid-30s, her dark skin radiant against a simple yet elegant emerald green dress. She was holding the hand of a young boy, no older than 7. The child had patches of discolored skin, his laughter infectious as he pointed at the ice sculpture centerpiece. Compelled by an inexplicable urge, Charles approached them. "Quite a sculpture, isn't it?" The woman turned, her brown eyes meeting his. "It is," she replied, her tone polite but cautious. "My son Elijah thinks it looks like a superhero." Charles crouched slightly to the boy's level. "A superhero, huh? Which one?" Elijah beamed. "Like one who's super strong and can help people." Charles smiled. "Sounds like a great superhero." "I'm sorry," the woman interjected. "I'm Naomi Bennett, and this is Elijah." "Charles Whitmore," he said, offering his hand. "It's a pleasure to meet you both." Building bridges. Over the following weeks, Charles couldn't shake the encounter from his mind. Naomi's warmth and strength had left an impression. After learning more about her through a mutual acquaintance at the gala, he discovered her struggle. Elijah had a rare skin condition called epidermolysis bullosa, which caused fragile, blistering skin. Naomi, a single mother and social worker, was tirelessly dedicated to her son, juggling medical bills and advocating for awareness. Without hesitation, Charles reached out to Naomi. "I'd like to help," he said over coffee one afternoon. "Let me cover Elijah's medical expenses." Naomi's eyes widened. "Mr. Whitmore, I appreciate the offer, but I can't accept that. Call me Charles, and it's not charity. Think of it as an investment in a young superhero." She laughed despite herself, her defenses softening. "You're persistent, aren't you?" "I have to be," he replied. "It's how I built my company." Love in unexpected places. As the months passed, Charles became a fixture in Naomi and Elijah's lives. He accompanied them to hospital visits, learned the intricacies of Elijah's condition, and spent countless evenings at their modest apartment, sharing dinners filled with laughter and love. For the first time, Charles felt alive. He found joy in Elijah's stories, solace in Naomi's wisdom, and purpose in their bond. Naomi, too, began to see Charles not as a billionaire, but as a kind, devoted man with a heart bigger than his wealth. One evening, as they sat on the couch watching a movie, Elijah asleep between them, Charles turned to Naomi. "You've given me something I didn't know I needed." She looked at him, her eyes glistening. "And what's that?" "A family," he whispered. "A new chapter." Charles and Naomi's love story blossomed, rooted in trust, compassion, and shared dreams. Charles proposed to Naomi in the park where Elijah loved to play, promising not only to be a husband to her, but a father to Elijah. Together, they created a foundation to support families with children suffering from rare diseases, ensuring no parent would have to choose between financial stability and their child's health. For the first time in his life, Charles Whitmore felt truly rich, not because of his billions, but because of the love that filled his heart and home.